So my wife and I recently got married, and thank you. And now we're trying to have a kid, and it's going okay, except I had a vasectomy. I mean, before I got married, I had a vasectomy. It would be kind of stupid to have it after if you're trying to have a kid. But anyway, I did a little research. We have options. I figured there's actually like 3 really good options. The first is I could have a friend have sex with my wife. She's not so into that. The second option we thought about, I was like, you know, I could have a male relative have sex with you. It's practically like me. It's kind of like me. Or the third option that we're kind of leaning towards is a sperm bank, which is basically like having a stranger have sex with my wife. And anyway, I don't know why they call it a sperm bank. Anyway, it's just like disgusting. You know, I hear it and I picture this line of furtive-looking men in dirty raincoats, and there's this ATM with a hole in it, and they're like, I mean, I get the deposit part. I don't want to know about the withdrawal. And I don't even want to think about the drive-through. And the lobby? It must be like a 42nd Street porno theater, just, ugh. And the tellers! The poor tellers! No! Anyway, it's not even a bank. It's not anything like a bank. It's a catalog you get in the mail. It's actually quite nice. It's got these pictures. It's very slick. It's kind of like J. Crew for the infertile. It's nice. They've got descriptions of men, and there's like pictures. You can get pictures of the men and the babies they produce. It's pretty slick. It's really amazing. And they've got all these descriptions. So my wife's looking at it, and she's like, oh, this guy looks good. Harvard, biochemistry, pre-med, lacrosse? No, wait, no, I don't think so. I'm not going to have some guy father my child who's smarter and stronger and faster than me. I mean, my kid's not getting some kind of genetic advantage here. It's like less than or equal to, right? The last thing I need is a 6-year-old who can like outscore me on the SAT and kick my ass. I'm not going there. Plus, those guys, that's like $1,000. I was like, really? Do you have something like more TJ Maxx, you know? Name brands at discount prices from last season? They do, actually. They have another level. It's actually really expensive, too. Fortunately, though, for us, they do have a third option. They have the Dollar General. It's pretty good. It's kind of like recycled newsprint, this thing is. It's mostly pictures of guys with signs that say, "Will ejaculate for food." But they do have some specials they're running now. They've got a scratch and dent. It's like maybe a chromosome. We're not sure if that's, but whatever. It's cheap. They've got the expired section. They got stuff that was like shot in the Carter administration. 1978. It was a pretty good year. I mean, I was 6 years old, but it was a pretty good year. I don't know how this stuff holds up, though. And then they've got this whole other section that I'm like kind of leaning towards. It's the varietal blends. Like, I think there's like remainders from the samples, and they kind of mix them up, you know? They got like the Caucasian fusion. Sounds pretty good. Black magic. Yeah, I'm thinking about black magic. That sounds really good. Well, I'm just glad, you know, and you should know if you're infertile like me, there are all these options. And in fact, I'm not worried if when the time comes to have the baby, there also are more options for that. I couldn't believe it. A friend of ours is telling us, all excited about the home birth experience they're about to have. I was like, really? You're going to have your kid at home? That's great. She's like, oh, no. No, it's a home birth experience. You go to the hospital, they have like this thing that looks exactly like your house pretty much, and you have the baby there. I was like, oh, wow, it's just like at home, except with a copay and crappy hospital food. Anyway, I don't think a home birth is really on the agenda for us. There's 2 reasons, really. It's mainly because when I get home, I'm like really distractible, and everything I learn from the internet. So you put those 2 things together, and honey, I'm going to make dinner tonight. I'm going to make chicken and dumplings. I got to look up a recipe on the internet. Sometime later that night, Chris, what the hell's going on? Where's dinner? did you know that Charo starred 10 times on The Love Boat? That's like more than anybody. That's one little lady. Or the time that I said I was going to put the gutters up on the house. Like, I can do this. I know how to do this, but I want to know the best way to do it. Which means you go to eHow and you look it up. And it's like, 4 hours later, I'm looking at French drains, which leads to the French-Canadian fur trapper skit from Kids in the Hall, which leads to a 3-day bender of the internet. And I don't know what happened, and those gutters are still sitting on the side of the house. So, you know, I just imagine we're at home because it's a home birth, and I'm on the recliner with the iPad, and my wife's going, Chris, it's time, I need you to boil the water. Boil the water. I can boil the water. But what's the most effective and efficient way to boil the water? We've got the microwave, I've got the electric kettle, I've got the propane stove. I'm not really sure. I know. I'll Google it. Hey, did you know that if you're a mile high, it's only like 95 degrees centigrade to boil water instead of 100 degrees centigrade? I wonder what the altitude is here. Hey, I can build my own altimeter. This is so cool. Oh, wait, I should check Facebook first. Oh, wow, this is cool. My wife just had a baby. Wait, what is this? Relationship status? It's complicated? I'll be right there. Thanks, that's my time.